Gokhale.
Thank you, sir. So because this bill pertains to banking laws, I want to start by talking about the flagship banking scheme of this government. So a few years ago, the government came up with this idea of providing Jan Dhan bank accounts to every Indian. The government's data claims that they opened a total of 54 crore Jan Dhan accounts. Fantastic. The idea is great, sir. What the government doesn't conveniently say is out of these 54 crore Jan Dhan accounts, 11 crore accounts are dormant, which means they're not being used. These accounts are completely dormant. And how much money do these dormant Jan Dhan accounts have, sir? These accounts have about 14,000 crores. There is 14,000 crores of poor people's money because that's who Jan Dhan accounts were created for. Lying unused in these accounts, people are not able to access their own money. Very important number, sir, 14,000 crores. Because incidentally, sir, 14,000 crores is also the same amount that the union government owes to my state of West Bengal under public distribution scheme. So deprivation is a dirty tactic of the Modi government. It deprives poor people of their money and it deprives opposition state of their rightful dues. So we're talking about banking laws here. So please tell me 21 lakh Manrega workers in Bengal who have not been paid.
Speak on the subject. It's not Bengal discussing. Sir, as per law, you have to discuss on this banking law amendment bill.
I want your ruling on something, sir. I would request your ruling on something.
I will read the rule.
Because what you said, the speaker before me was talking about yojnas of the Modi government.
Please.
So why is our voice throttled when we bring up Bengal's issues?
No, sir, it's for all.
Why separate rules for Bengal, sir, is my only question.
No separate rule.
Before I completed my sentence, you stopped me, sir.
No, sir, because I not completed.
My time may be paused, sir.
It's already very clear that सब्जेक्ट जिस पे बिल डिस्कशन हो रहा है आप उसी पे बोलेंगे।
मैं उसी पे बोल रहा हूँ।
नहीं बोल रहे हैं उस पे ना।
उसमें मैं बैंक अकाउंट्स की बात कर रहा हूँ।
नहीं
मैं ना प्रधानमंत्री का इसीलिए रोका जा रहा है सर कि मैं प्रधानमंत्री की तारीफ नहीं कर रहा हूँ।
आप सर
बंगाल का मुद्दा आता है तो रोक देते हैं सर।
You are wasting your time.
This treatment of Bengal is not acceptable, sir. The way Bengal is being treated.
You speak on the subject. That will only
on the subject. 21 lakh Manrega workers are not getting money in their bank accounts. Who is giving them? Mamata Banerjee is giving them after the union government has deprived the state, sir. Let's talk about banking in detail, sir. Banking talks about deposits and loans. So today, bank deposits have gone down and bank loans have gone up. The number of deposits in banks, sir, have grown at 11%. On the other hand, sir, the amount of loans taken by Indians have grown by a shocking 18%. So when asked a question in Parliament in February last year, the government told me that the total amount of unsecured outstanding loans in India is 62 lakh crore. Unsecured loans, sir, matlab credit card and personal loans. So the amount owed by Indians, average Indians on only credit cards and personal loans is 62 lakh crore. That is 25% of India's GDP. Sir, people are forced to take loans because of economic distress. Let's come to gold, sir. In the first 9 months of this fiscal year, so the number of gold loans went up by 68%. 68%, sir. So distress in the economy is forcing people to pledge their gold and take loans on that. Sure, the value of gold going up has benefited people get a high amount on that, sir. So I remember during the Lok Sabha elections, Prime Minister Modi had said opposition will take away your Mangal Sutra. So today under the Narendra Modi government, women are having to pledge their Mangal Sutra to take loans to pay their monthly expenses, sir. Who's taken away the Mangal Sutra of women? It's not the opposition. It's under the Honorable Finance Minister, the Modi government has done that. So a report by Perfios and PwC, which was published in February, these are the statistics of people in urban areas. I'm not even talking about poor people. So 33% of the monthly salary goes towards paying EMIs on loans. 33%. So people spend the highest amount on their obligatory loan expenses, which is 39% of their total spending, followed by 32% for basic necessities. So 70% of income EMI भरने में और आटा और सब्जी खरीदने में जाता है. This I'm talking about the urban areas. Imagine what the condition in the rural areas is. So people with an income of about 1 lakh are paying approximately 46% of their after-tax salary only on servicing the existing debts. There is a loan crisis, sir. So the government itself had admitted that consumption is down in our economy. So therefore, people are not taking loans to buy new products or to consume something new, so they're taking loans to service their existing loans. So the other side of this problem is that Indian banks are being crushed under the burden of non-performing assets. In just the last 5 years, Indian banks have a staggering 10 lakh crores in non-performing assets. So how does this government solve the NPA crisis? This is not created by ordinary people. This is created by a bunch of 10, 15 people who defrauded the system and then left the country. So banks have now been told to write off NPAs. What is a write-off, sir? A write-off is a beautiful accounting technique where these NPAs are taken off the balance sheets of banks. It doesn't mean that they're repaid. It just means they're taken off to make the balance sheet look healthy. So NPAs karo, write-off karo, banks ka paisa jayega, but this money is still not being recovered, sir. So as I said earlier, deposits are going down and loans are going up. When we look closely, sir, we find an interesting trend. So corporates are borrowing less. Corporates are in fact sitting on a lot of money since 2019 after corporate tax rate was slashed. They're not investing this money in the market is a different thing, but corporates are not borrowing. So it is average people, MSMEs, who are having to borrow money every month, sir. So the loan burden of average Indians, farmers, small businesses is going up. That is the reason today, sir, our GDP growth has come crashing down to mere 5.4%, which is the lowest in 6 quarters. So last year, our government was celebrating the big growth in the stock market, sir. Fantastic. After the exit poll, before the exit polls were conducted, Prime Minister Modi, Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah came on TV, said, "Aap stock kharido, buy stocks, the market is going to shoot up." Great. People borrowed money. People used their savings, put all of that money into the stock market, sir. Now what has happened? The people expected. PM Modi ji ne kaha hai to kuch soch ke kaha hoga. PM Modi said stock markets will rocket. Amit Shah ji said stock markets will rocket. In the last 3 months, sir, after the US elections, stock markets have crashed. Who has lost the money, sir? Average people. These average people, because loans are easy, app ke upar aapko loan milta hai. They went, they took loans. PM Modi ne kaha hai, put that money into the stock market. Savings of average Indians have been wiped off because the Prime Minister decided to be a stock market expert on live television. So, why are people not depositing their savings in bank accounts? Today morning there was a report in the Mint, sir, which said that now with an expected interest rate cut, banks are now going to cut their deposit rates. Because somewhere the government wants to stimulate consumption, people are not consuming, so let's cut interest rates. That's the strategy. Banker deposit rates will go down. So with the way food price inflation is about 10%, what is happening to deposits in banks? The interest rate that I'm getting on my deposit is less than the rate of inflation, which means when I'm keeping money in the bank, sir, I'm actually losing money. That's why people are not keeping it in the bank deposits, sir. They're putting this money into places like the stock market, where they feel there'll be valuations, but these are also very risky areas, sir, where people naturally, as the bubble has burst, have ended up losing their money, sir. So what is the government doing to make deposits attractive? It is forcing banks, saying market deposits, your ratio is really bad, your credit deposit ratio is bad. They're forcing banks to do marketing. Banks are marketing these deposits aggressively to people. But what is happening, sir? There is a major liquidity crisis in the country because banks can only offer money when there is liquidity in the system, sir. So today banks are being encouraged to provide, bring in deposits. Deposits are liabilities for banks, sir. Loans are assets. These deposits are coming in, give attractive interest rates on it. When there is no liquidity in the market, sir, this is affecting the margins of the profit margins of the banks, sir. If tomorrow, let's say the gold which they're holding right now on behalf of people, the price of gold comes crashing down. Gold loans gold which is used as collateral. Gold prices crash, banks are not going to have the margin that is required to service that money, sir. So in the last 5 years, our public sector banks have made a revenue of 8,500 crores through a very unique mechanism. What is that mechanism, sir? Penalties on not maintaining minimum balance. You are a poor person, you have no money in your account, you don't maintain a minimum balance, we're going to charge you a penalty. 8,500 crores, sir, has been earned by taking money from poor people who don't have money to even keep a minimum balance in their account. So the other harassment, this happens with the poor, with the middle class. Every 3 months, do your KYC. do a re-KYC, do a re-KYC. Sir, PAN cards are linked to bank accounts, Aadhaar is linked to bank account. What is the need for this constant KYC? But they make people keep doing that.
Please.
People have to do KYC or bank accounts get frozen. And once these accounts get frozen, sir, it becomes a major nightmare. Today, people have to go to the branches. People don't have the time to do that. But every time, do your KYC or we'll freeze your account. No questions asked. When the data is there with the government is very good at using data for other things. Before elections, we get a WhatsApp message about Viksit Bharat during the code of conduct. So they have the data to send WhatsApp messages during elections. They don't have the data to find out where a person is staying using the Aadhaar and PAN. Why do I need to keep doing KYC every 2 months, sir? Sir, all I wish to say in conclusion is that piecemeal legislation like this banking amendment law is useless until we address the structural problems faced by our banks. And these problems will continue to exist unless we implement drastic economic reforms. So the finance minister thinks that the gaping wounds in our economy can be fixed with a band-aid. The first step, sir, towards any problem is to first accept it. When you accept is when you start making amends and changing. This government for 11 years is not willing to accept, sir, that there is a problem. We very clearly saw this in a visionless union budget where there was absolutely no sort of reform done. So the Modi government has dangerously started believing its own jumlas. It started this propaganda to mislead the people, but now in a shocking turn of events, the Modi government itself is actually believing sab changasi. They have deluded themselves into thinking that everything is fantastic under our government, everything is great, things have never been better before. Sir, our economy and our banking system cannot be fixed until the government removes its blindfolds. Sir, I strongly urge the Honorable Finance Minister to come back to this House with some real actual banking reforms, instead of bringing pointless bills like this, banking laws amendment, which does absolutely nothing to fix our banking system. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.